first trailer of the movie Fantastic Four First Steps has finally arrived, and it finally allows us to meet the first family of the Marvel Universe. Reed Richards, played by Pedro Pascal, Susan Storm, played by Vanessa Kirby, Ben Grimm, played by the great Eben Moss-Backrack that you probably already saw in the Punisher series, and also the great Joseph Quinn, who will play Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. This movie will take us to another Earth of the MCU. That's why some things are not the same as in the other movies. Let's see, for example, New York, which here is a retro-futuristic New York inspired by the 60s. In this trailer, we see our team set out on a mission that will have a tragic turn, and so we will also see the consequences of the powers that this mission has conferred on them. This trailer is rich, and it is particularly rich in secrets and Easter eggs. But hey, let's see it all together. First of all, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to press the like button. And tell me in the comments what you thought about this first trailer of the Fantastic Four First Steps. First of all, the Future Foundation. In a tiny teaser broadcasted before the release of the first trailer, we could read the name Future Foundation that the fans of the Fantastic Four know well. This organization made its debut in the comics The Fantastic Four in 2010 and was founded after the death of Johnny Storm. It is both a superhero team and a school for super scientists, with members such as Spider-Man or even Doctor Doom at different times. It is one of the most influential superhero teams in the history of Marvel. We do not know exactly how it will turn out, how it will appear in the next Fantastic Four movie, but it seems that it is at the origin of the launch of the family. This is what we can read in the description of the YouTube channel of launch of the official trailer, where it is written, broadcasted from the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. The Future Foundation invites you to make the countdown until the launch of the official trailer of the Fantastic Four First Steps by Marvel Studios. The emblematic Fantastic car also makes a brief appearance in the trailer. Sweeping the streets of Manhattan, the well-loved violent car appeared for the first time in the first Fantastic Four comics by Stan Lee and was the main means of transport of the team. And in the same genre, we have the Baxter Building. At the beginning of the trailer, Red and Sue walk in a building presented as the Baxter Building. Located in Manhattan, New York, this office building was presented for the first time in the third issue of Fantastic Four in the 60s, and its 5 upper floors house the seat of our team. This is where the team dined together each week, explains Susan Storm. This gigantic shadow, you will have certainly recognized it. It is Galactus. We have a first glimpse of what Galactus will look like in the MCU, and it is huge. The cosmic entity of Ralphinson consumes planets to feed. It was therefore probably predictable that he was going to be quite big. But in the last moments of the trailer, we see the full scale of the character. Although we only see the back of his head, he overlaps New York. This will be his first introduction in the MCU, but the divine figure has always been one of the emblematic villains of this team. There, we are not really on an Easter egg, but rather on a theory. In the trailer, Reed Richards, played by Pedro Pascal, is at the age of his intelligence, but his scribbles on a blackboard could hide something completely different. If you look just above his left shoulder, you can see a diagram that seems to show a glass hole that leads its user to a place, to an exit. Although it is difficult to distinguish it, the words "another universe" can be seen under the drawing. It is still early to say so, but several possibilities stem from this detail. First, Reed could already be aware of the existence of the multiverse. The Fantastic Four takes place in the 60s, in a universe outside of sacred chronology, so that could correspond. Or secondly, the imminent threat of the devourer of the Galactus world would push Reed to find a way out of his universe, a cataclysmic scenario of the worst. In both cases, this should perfectly answer the question of how the Fantastic Four find themselves in the MCU before the next Avengers movies, in which they have already been confirmed to appear. And what would this team be without its little robot, Herbie? It's been a while since we know that Herbie will be part of the team. This is the first time we see him in live action. He appears at the beginning of the trailer, cooking and preparing Sunday's dinner with Ben Grimm. The robot is another nod to the history of the Fantastic Four and was introduced for the first time with the new Fantastic Four at the end of the 70s. He has been a pillar of the comics and a faithful member of the team. Just at the end of the trailer, we see the team in pale blue costume. Not only do they look very elegant, but we can see great similarities with the 1994 film and the white necklaces that we started to have around the number 256 of the comics. They look very classic here and correspond perfectly to the aesthetics of the 60s of the Marvel movie. If you didn't know that the legendary John Malkovich would be present in the movie The Fantastic Four, you might be surprised by his appearance in the trailer. In this brief glimpse, the actor has long gray hair and a stubby beard that makes you think of Gandalf sitting in a dark room. Nothing is revealed, but it is rumored that the star would embody one of the oldest enemies of the Fantastic Four in the new movie, a character called Ivan Kragoff, alias Red Ghost. Appeared for the first time in 1963 in the number 13 of the Fantastic Four, created by the duo Stan Lee and the artist Jack Kirby, Kragoff is an evil genius who has acquired the powers of invisibility and intangibility. In other words, he is untouchable after being exposed to powerful cosmic rays. And he was not the only one, because Kragoff's disciples, a trio known under the name of Super Monkey, have also been affected. Of course, we have not yet had official confirmation that Malkovich embodies the Red Ghost, but he looks pretty sinister in the trailer. At some point, if you look at the screen on which the thing looks in the shop window, the sign indicates Kaplan's. It is clearly a little wink in the universe to the screenwriter Jeff Kaplan, who wrote the script with Ian Springer. In the same scene where Ben looks at the window, he wears a trench coat and a hat, which strangely resembles the version we have already seen of the character on the screen and in the comics. Indeed, he often wears a hat and a trench coat to try to pretend to be a secret agent after his transformation into the Thing in New York. So, did you notice all these details? The Fantastic Four. It's for soon, it's for July in our movie theaters. Clearly with Superman, it will really be the summer of superheroes. I invite you to tell me in the comments what is your favorite anecdote, and we will meet very soon in New York.